Hello, good morning, or close to afternoon, I guess. It's 11 o'clock here in South Louisiana. And it's my birthday, hence the tiara. I'm also wearing camo pants and chucks, so, appropriate. Um, I thought that I would hop on this morning and give a little bit of a Cliff's Notes version of how to match foundation. At least a few times a week, I get a message from somebody from the page sending me a selfie asking for help with color matching. And invariably, they have either tried to guess based on, the photos from the website, or somebody in their local community has tried to color match them, or they've sent their upline a photo of them. And everybody is, making their best guesses. Because this is a different, this isn't, the names of the foundations don't really relate to existing foundation lines. In most, you can go from one to the other and it'd be like ivory or beige or tan or whatever across the foundation lines, and you can kind of easily find your equivalent foundation shade in those. This is a little bit different. And we're also dealing with probably a lot of crunchy people who haven't worn makeup in a really, really long time, and maybe aren't as obsessed with makeup as I am. So there's some issues happening with people just buying the wrong shade of foundation, and it makes me really sad because because I feel like when the makeup was first launched, there was some confusion with the original swatch cards. The cools were actually posted, the pictures of the cools were actually posted as warm and vice versa. So I think that kind of screwed a lot of people up, and then also just, human error and people just trying to make their best guess, taking a real life situation and comparing it to a photo. So anyway, this is supposed to be a Cliff's Notes version, and I am going off on a soapbox here. But anyway, I thought that I would kind of give a summary of a post that I have on the Facebook page. And I thought maybe a video might be easier than reading all the words. So I thought I had it up, but apparently I did not. So I'm just going to kind of go through, and I hope that this would be helpful not only for any new people to savvy to find their own shade, but for those of us who are, who have downlines and are looking to help those ladies in our downline find their foundation match. This will hopefully equip you with some information that will make that process a little bit easier for you. So let's pull up that post, and I'm just going to tell you the three things that I think would be the most helpful to you and or to the person that you're trying to match, if you can have these three bits of information. Number one, their skin tone. Now that would be fair, light, medium, tan, dark, deep. That would be skin tone, okay? And undertone, and that would be cool, warm, neutral. Savvy Minerals doesn't have a neutral shade. I would say we can talk about where you would go from there. Also in the darks, there isn't a dark cool and a dark warm. It looks as if the shades kind of alternate between warm and cool. I would say dark 1 is cool. Dark 2 looks a little more on the cool side to me. Dark 3 is warm, and dark 4 looks cool to me. But again, cool and dark tones for me, and cool and dark tones, cool and warm tones in a Caucasian skin, and cool and dark, and I keep saying dark, cool and warm tones in a dark skin tone might look a little bit different, and might have, the makeup will have a little bit of a different effect, whereas if I put, a foundation that's too pink on me, I'm going to look flushed. If or too cool for me, I'm in this foundation, I am all over the place this morning. If I put one of the cool foundations on me, I'm going to look kind of flushed because it has a pink undertone to it. For somebody who is a darker skin tone, if they put a foundation shade from what I've gathered from pictures. If they put a foundation shade that's too cool for them, it's going to wind up looking kind of gray and ashy on their skin. So the result is just a little bit different on the skin. But anyway, let's dive right in. And like I said, you need to know the three things. So skin tone, we talked about, undertone, warm, cooler, neutral, and then also what their current foundation shade is. Have them show you, tell you, bring you their non-savvy foundation so you can see the name, the shade name, and then find out where it falls in the range for a foundation that they know matches them, that they're happy with, and so on. Those three things will really help you to make a good match. Another thing that you can kind of invest in if you want to are these little swatch cards. You can get them, I think there's people selling them on Etsy and stuff. And so you would take a swatch card and put it up to the neck and jawline of the person you're trying to match and see which one looks like it blends in the most. These aren't the best, the ones that I got. Unfortunately, the swatches just aren't very consistent. So like, for example, it looks like the swatch for Warm 2 is a little bit lighter than, has a little bit less product than the Warm 1, so they basically look like the same color, and they're not in real life. So I would, if you go to buy some of these, I would definitely read some reviews first and make sure. I got these like right out of the gate within the first couple of weeks. So I'm sure that there has been some better versions of these that have come out that you can get and use. But anyway, those are my thoughts on that. So the three things you need to know: skin tone, undertone, and the current foundation shade that they're wearing. So you take that information. Now, if you can tell whether they are warm or they're cool, great, right off the bat. Some people you can. Some people are just really, really pink. Some people are just really, really like yellow. You know, they have very strong undertones. In general terms, no other skin issues involved. Cool people who are cool are going to tend to have more of a rosy complexion, and they will tend to burn rather than tan in the sun. Warmer skin tone people will tend, and they probably would have like a lighter color eye, like a blue or a green or something like that, or gray. People who have a warm skin tone will either tend to have a more peachy or yellow undertone to their skin, and they'll tend to tan rather than burn in the sun. And they'll probably have like hazel eyes or brown eyes. And I mean, some people do have blue eyes that are warm skin. It's just to kind of give you a couple of criteria to judge that from. So now in my instance, I would consider myself more of a cooler skin tone, but I have redness in my skin. And if that is the case, whether that person's skin tone, undertone is cool or warm, if they have redness in their skin, you're probably going to want to put them in a warm foundation shade. The reason being that the pinky tones in the cool shades are just going to exacerbate the redness. The yellowy tones in the warm foundations will help to neutralize that a bit. Okay, so I hope that is making sense. So you need to know skin tone, undertone, current foundation shade. Cool would be they tend to burn in the sun. Warm would be they tend to tan in the sun. If they have redness, you're going to want to go to warm. So taking their existing foundation shade, one of the things that you can do is kind of compare it to where it falls in the foundation shade range. If it's the first shade, then you know they're going to be a 1, right? I mean, that makes sense. But some other tips that you can gain from the name or the shade description, whether it's on the bottle or on a website or whatever, is fair to light if that's involved in the description of the person's skin tone and or their existing foundation shade, they're going to be a 1. Other words are porcelain, alabaster, and ivory. Light to medium shades, or shade names that are bisque, buff, light beige, that sort of thing, they're going to be a 2. That's the light to medium skin tones. Medium going more towards the tan side, you would, medium going towards the tan side, or words like medium beige, soft honey, or tan in the name would be a 3. Medium to tan complexions that are more olive complected, so we're talking that more Italian kind of, some Hispanic people, some people of mixed race, they will tend to have more of an olive complexion. They probably would do better in like a dark 1, because it's not as warm, and it has that kind of olivey undertone to it. So, and the foundation shades associated with that would be sand, toast, or caramel. Tan to medium dark, honey, ginger, cappuccino, sable as the foundation names, dark 2. And these dark ones are guesses for me just by doing my research, okay? I don't have a whole lot of experience. I've put makeup on my sister-in-law and on my niece, but that's pretty much the extent of my experience working with people with darker skin tones. So please, anybody with a darker skin tone, if I'm saying something wrong, please feel free to correct me. But okay, so we did dark to medium, dark to dark, or foundation shades that say cocoa, almond, walnut, chestnut, those sorts of things would probably be dark 3. Dark to deep would be 4, and those foundation names associated with that would be espresso, mahogany, mocha, and I put espresso twice in the post, so I'll have to correct that. But anyway, thank you, Shalom Mama. Appreciate that. So yeah, I think that as far as picking a foundation shade to start to kind of try to match, that's a really good basis. Skin tone, undertone, their existing foundation shade. Based on that, you can then compare it to Savvy. You can also take like whatever their foundation brand is, if it's CoverGirl, right? And then you look at the foundation shade range on the website and divide it into 4. And you divide the Caucasian shades into 3, and then you have the darker section, which you can then divide up accordingly depending on how many darker shades they have. A lot of foundation shade ranges are woefully neglectful in the darker area, so you'll have less dividing up to do on that end. And then you can kind of tell where they might fall in the 1, 2, 3 or dark arenas. So as for actually matching on a face, like you have the foundation samples in front of you, right? Our local group, we kind of bought a bunch of different ones and divvied them up so we would each have some. And so you have the foundations there, or you're at an event or you're hosting an event and you want to match it on somebody. You want to actually put the product on the person and see what looks best on them. Don't do it here. Don't do it here. Do it here, from the jawline down into the neck. And also, unless you have hormonal redness on your chest, or they have hormonal redness on your chest, do it on the chest too. Whichever looks the best in both places, that's probably going to be the one. Matching here is misleading because this doesn't see a whole lot of sun, right? Your face actually sees more sun than the bottom part of the underside of your arm does, right? It would be equivalent to taking off your shirt and matching to your midriff, like unless you're a tanner. But for me, I mean, it's like transparent, so that's not going to help. And y'all can even see like all my veins, right? Matching to your face is misleading too, because historically people tend to wear products that have sunscreen in them. So your face will tend to be a little bit lighter than the rest of your body. If you match to your face, your foundation is going to be one shade. Your from here down is going to be a completely different shade, and you're going to look like this floating ghostly head compared to the rest of your body. You want it to all kind of blend in. So that's why matching it here and here is the best place to do it, to get something that will kind of balance it all out, right? Shalom Mama, I missed your comment, and I don't know how to, oh, wait, what did I just do? Show, I can't see your comment. I'm sorry, it went away before I had a chance to read it, and I don't know how to get it back. Let's see if I can get it back. Nope, can't. Sorry. Please put it down in an actual comment on this video once it's done, because it's once it pops up, then it goes away and I can't retrieve it. So anyway, so we talked about how to kind of narrow the field for picking a foundation shade for matching, skin tone, undertone, current shade of foundation, and how to determine, you know, where that existing shade might fall in the Savvy line. I'll post that list down in the description box after this goes live, and then where to foundation match. Also, if somebody is asking you or you're asking for help in foundation matching, please send a photo to that person or post a photo of you, no makeup. Sorry, but it's the best way to do it. No makeup, that way they can see if there's any redness in your face. In natural light, photos in your bathroom, photos at your desk, photos, you know, in your bedroom when you're getting ready for work, like those are not going to work. If you can't actually go outside for whatever reason, face a window. That would be the best option if you want to take a photo inside. Excuse me, tickle in my throat. So yes, no makeup photo, in natural light, outside or facing a window. That would be the best option. Also, if you could do it with like a white shirt on, that would be the best way to make sure nothing's actually casting up on your skin. This is especially important for Caucasian people, but really anybody. Like if you're wearing a primary color, it's going to cast up on your skin and affect what it actually looks like and the person's ability to match you well. So anyway, this went on a little bit longer than I was expecting, but I really do hope that it was helpful. I know that there's been a lot of charts going around about jewelry color and vein color, and a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? I wear silver and gold jewelry. I can't tell what color my veins are. Like they sort of look blue-green to me, you know. I think that that though, if you can determine skin tone, undertone, and use their existing foundation as kind of a double check reference, you'll be able to match people pretty easily. So I hope that was helpful. If so, please give this video a thumbs up. If not, leave me some comments and I'll do my best to clarify for you. You can also refer to the post on the Facebook page. Just search for shade matching and it'll pop up, probably one of the very first posts you'll see. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to go out and try to enjoy my birthday. I hope y'all have an awesome, awesome weekend. And don't forget to like and subscribe before you head out, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.